strikeouts, 1 run on 5 hits and a walk. 2 homers in the win for the White Sox. Colson Montgomery hit a solo shot in the second. Then Andrew Benintendi hit a grand slam in the 8th. The Sox head to Detroit, where they start a series with the Tigers tonight. 2-5. Eric Petty faces 3-3. Tarek Skubal. The Cubs were off Thursday and start a series at home this afternoon against the Blue Jays.
No, you guys actually
Ben Brown, scheduled starter. The NBA draft starts on Tuesday. The Bulls have the 4th and 15th picks in the first round. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Super Paint, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products June 12th through the 22nd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
You did? Okay, so you are live there.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. 5-1 win for the White Sox in the Bronx over the Yankees. Sean Burke got the win. He's 4-4. 7 1/3, 8 strikeouts, 1 run on 5 hits and a walk. 2 homers in the win for the White Sox. Colson Montgomery hit a solo shot in the second. Then Andrew Benintendi hit a grand slam in the 8th. The Sox head to Detroit, where they start a series with the Tigers tonight. 2-5. Eric Petty faces 3-3. Tarek Skubal. The Cubs were off Thursday and start a series at home this afternoon against the Blue Jays. 3-2. Ben Brown, the scheduled starter. The NBA draft starts on Tuesday. The Bulls have the 4th and 15th picks in the first round. The Chicago Wolves stayed alive in the American Hockey League Calder Cup Finals. They beat Toronto 4-3 in overtime last night in Game 4. Toronto still up 3-1 in the series. Game 5 is tonight in Toronto. If the Wolves stay alive, Game 6 will be Sunday in Rosemont. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The Colonel's cooked up a new $10 bucket of the day just for you. Monday, 24 nuggets for $10. Tuesday, 8-piece fried chicken for $10. Wednesday, 10 wings for $10. Thursday, 8 tenders for $10. Friday, 24 nuggets for... Oh, you guessed it, didn't you? $10. The $10 bucket of the day deal. Every weekday. Only at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation variable. Supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Primatene Mist. Starting today, a hydrologic outlook is in effect for the listening area. This morning, sunny with a high near 78. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 58. On Sunday, rain showers are likely, mostly cloudy, with a high near 71. Currently, it's 63 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Hi, it's Zoe, personal stylist at Macy's. If you're like, what am I wearing on this trip? To this wedding? To brunch? Your timing's perfect. Our best brands are all 30% off. I'll pull some great pieces that are made for you, so you'll show up confident, looking amazing. Plus, 15 off designer beauty and fragrance. Sign up for Star Rewards and earn even faster at Macy's Friends and Family. Ends tonight. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now 847-741-5660 or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 2026 FIFA World Cup radio show here on WRMN 1410. I'm your host, Graham Boeder, here with my co-host, Andrew
Downtown
and
Jose.
There you go.
Sorry.
You're right. I should have went over that before we got into this. But we are incredibly excited to cover the first week of World Cup soccer. We're getting Andrew in. He had a little bit of a difficulty here. If he wants to get into that, we will. But he'll be joining us on Zoom any minute now. We're obviously through our first week, as I said. We've already been into our second week of World Cup soccer. So we're going to wait a little bit on Andrew to try to get him in here. But we're incredibly excited to, go over all the games. I think that it's been a great week, lots of action-packed.
Very exciting.
Definitely. Lots of passion, lots of emotions. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over day by day. We're going to go over the biggest storylines, the biggest games. Yes. And at the end, we'll go over, obviously, the USA game tomorrow. The biggest one.
Go USA.
Yeah, definitely. So here, we'll wait a little bit, but we'll start on Saturday. So that's the day we had our show. But obviously, all the games were after our show. So we'll start last Saturday. The games were Qatar, Switzerland, 1-1. Brazil, Morocco, 1-1. Scotland beat Haiti, 1-0. And Australia beat Turkey, 2-0. And so the way I was talking about it is Brazil and Morocco was my favorite game of the group stage in the entirety.
That was very exciting, very physical.
Very good game. We had goals from, here, let me pull this up really quickly, but we had games from Vinny and Salabari. And obviously, this one's tough. It's kind of tough to go over these games because we already watched them play again, which we'll get over at the end. But Brazil, I feel like there's something missing this game. And I think that, we'll obviously get into, I think that they looked a lot better against Haiti, but I just feel like their attacking presence wasn't there as much. I think that at the end, Morocco were very much at the end of the game and start of the game. Morocco were very attacking on Brazil's side, and they didn't really have an answer for it. If that makes sense.
That was just too fast, and they just couldn't keep up.
And things worked for Brazil. They ended up scoring a goal, securing the point. But I think obviously a lot runs through Vinny. And
yes, got to go through him.
He scored the goal, and he's that team's creator. He's that team's lifeline. The goal he scored was brilliant. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah, I saw it. It was awesome.
But little cut in on the edge of the box and a great finish, and that's kind of his thing to do. That's the way he likes to score goals. That little cut in on his right foot, but it's like the way he glides with the ball. I was talking with this
He makes a ball float. He makes a ball float and doesn't leave his feet. I mean, man, that's just pure talent.
Yeah, definitely. I think that this World Cup's definitely big for him because Madrid obviously struggled a little bit this season. It was definitely, and he still played well, but it was definitely more of a down year for him. So I think that this World Cup, being able to obviously scored another goal, we'll talk about that again. I'm trying to avoid the next game, but he definitely proved he is Brazil's main man, and he's obviously Brazil. They're the best World Cup team of all time. So
he needs another guy like him so they can advance, but he can't do it all by himself. But it's like a team game. You got to play together.
Rafinha definitely is that guy for Brazil. We just have to see. It looks like his injury is going to be minor, but I would like to see how he can go into that. But overall, I think that for Ancelotti, obviously coming from Madrid, going to Brazil this year, I think obviously we'll go into this with England, but I think it's very, very similar with Tuchel for England. They both got hired upcoming to this World Cup as like big name managers, and especially for Ancelotti, you are brought into this tournament to perform well. If you have even a slight like bad tournament, if you slightly perform lower than yours expected, they could be out the door.
Yeah, you'll be out the door.
And especially with Ancelotti, his decisions were definitely very questionable. Like, I understand you want Neymar because of his impact, because he was that guy for Brazil for so long. But at the same time, he's old, he's injured, he's missed both the games so far.
He's not in his prime anymore.
Exactly. You can't take a guy like that over someone like João Pedro. And there's injuries like Estevao and Rodrigo. So that Brazil team is definitely a little bit beaten up, definitely a little bit shaky. And I think that obviously the game against Haiti yesterday was a little bit of a bounce back for him, but this game was definitely a worry for them. But Morocco did look very good. I think Brazil.
Morocco, like Andrew said, they might be the sleeper team. And look, they made their presence.
I really like that. That is a great pick. They went to the semifinals last year. They ended up being Portugal in what a lot of people thought was Ronaldo's last World Cup. So that team's dangerous. And like this game really proved that they dominated against Brazil. They were the better team all game. And this team could definitely go far again.
Yes.
So here, that was the biggest storyline from Saturday, the last time we had a show. We'll go to Sunday. So this is like the last games I pretty much got to see. And the two big storylines, or even three, I think all the games today were pretty big. We had Germany winning 7-1, just absolute dominance. And I think
poor goalie. You know, once they find a weakness, they're gonna go after them. And 7, that's a lot of goals in first.
The thing with Germany is it took them a little bit to find the rhythm. They ended the first half 3-1, but it was for a good amount of time. They scored early with Nemanja scoring in the 6th minute, and then Curacao ended up scoring to equalize the game. There was a good 10, 15-minute period where Curacao were tied with Germany, but they were able to break out. Schlotterbeck scored in the 38th. Havertz scored in extra time in the first half. And just from there, it just was dominance. But I think this says a lot about Germany, just the way they're kind of able to take over the game entirely. Because, again, we'll go into it, but I think with Portugal and Spain, those are very big headlines, and how they both Spain. Tied to DR Congo and Cape Verde teams they should beat pretty easily.
Pretty easily, right? Handily.
So when you look at that, it seems like an easy game, but you got to handle business if you're a team like Germany. And they did it, and they scored goals, and they proved that they were able to do it on the big stage like no other team.
And all that does is just give them confidence,
Definitely. And then every game was interesting today. Ivory Coast, Ecuador with Amad Diallo for Manchester United scoring a 90th minute winner. That was incredible. I mean, just like the scenes for obviously Ecuador. On my little phone here, it tells you their FIFA ranking. So Ecuador 23rd, Ivory Coast are 33rd, and this game was definitely Ecuador's, and they played well in it, but
it was tough, man.
Ahmad came off the bench and was able to win it in the last minute of the game. Just spectacular, and 3 points is huge.
No, it's real huge. They advance.
Absolute just bummer for Ecuador, who struggled throughout the game. They had chances, but they weren't at their best. No. And Ivory Coast, they had it.
They took it to them.
They did.
And they sure did.
They deserved a goal, and I think they got it in the last minute. And that's going to be huge for them in qualifying to the next round. And then one of my favorite games, I think my dad said this was his favorite game of the tournament. My brother did too. My brother's definitely a Netherlands fan, and so is my dad, but part Dutch. But Netherlands versus Japan ended 2-2, and I think that one was
exciting.
Huge. I mean, another pretty much last-minute goal from Kamada off of the corner, the header, and it was just very back and forth, lots of action. I feel like at times it slowed down, but also at times it just got right back up. It was one of those games where it just went back down and forth. And this day as a whole, I believe this was Sunday, and every game spectacular. But Netherlands and Japan they're both two almost dark horses who are there. I mean, it says Japan are ranked 18th in the world, and I just cannot believe that. There's no way.
They should be ranked higher, right?
Definitely. I mean,
they might be the sleeper team of this World Cup.
Both of these teams definitely could be. And I really like that pick from you. And it took a while. The first half was, it had action, but it didn't, have the goals. And in the second half, 4 goals to a piece, last minute game tire, just huge for both the teams. And you can tell what it means. Just 1 point sounds small, but
no, 1 point is very huge.
But for both teams, Japan securing 1 point instead of 0 means a lot. And for Netherlands to drop those 2 points with just a few minutes left in the game, that's terrible for them. And you want to win that group. You obviously want to get the better
Come out
seeding,
of that group, yeah.
the better road. And there are two teams that definitely could come out of the group. It's a very tough game, but goal differential is going to matter a lot because these two teams are dominant and can win games. So we go to the second game of that group in Group F, which was Sweden, Tunisia, and this one was another really big one for me.
Oh yeah.
It was 5-1 Sweden, and I did not expect Sweden to have this firepower. And obviously they have Isak and Gyökeres up top, two like top tier world strikers.
And they're young.
Very, and they're playing for Arsenal and Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
They're in form, but when you look at it, like Sweden's all-around team, they have decent players. They have a good team, but I believe they qualified in like the last stage of World Cup qualifying in the playoffs. They're not a team that I expected to have this firepower. And once again, I talked about this a little bit, but they know how to score goals. But
that's the way they play. They set up, and man, they can score.
I didn't know that they would score at this level. So 5-1, that's huge for them. And
even
honestly,
even 1-0's huge, but 5-1, I mean, that's setting a statement.
Definitely, and I think
to the rest of the people.
Definitely, especially in that group where they have the Netherlands and Japan, that it sends a statement, as you said. And honestly, those games, you would think Sweden, their last two games are going to be very tough. But after today, after this game, better said, I think that you can't count them out of it. And I think they definitely have a chance in games against some high-level teams.
Yep, anybody can have a chance, but once you get the momentum going and you win and more chemistry, more power, man, you just like us against the world.
Yeah,
and you go out there and play and leave it all out on the field.
100%.
Nobody wants to get hurt, but they're playing their butts off.
Oh, of course. I mean, people don't realize this is your opportunity. You can be from wherever, but this is your chance. If you think, I know I probably brought this up last week because I love this story so much, but James Rodriguez kind of came out of nowhere for Colombia, had a tournament of a lifetime with Colombia and won the Golden Boot, won the best player, scored some wonderful goals there, and
very exciting.
He's remembered for that for the rest of his career, and he's remembered as a World Cup legend. And he got a big signing to Real Madrid after it. That's what one good 8-game tournament can do to you. So no matter what's happening, I think you definitely have to separate your club from your country.
From your country, yes.
Whatever's happening in the season, it all goes away. It's all about the World Cup, and you got to perform well.
Yes, I would figure the players would play better for the country than their club. Just more pride, this is my country, and but it's just going to get better and better.
So as we're going to get to Monday's games, I would like to bring up that we love having people, call in, text in to our phone line and text line. So if you want to call in, that is 847-931-1410. Once again, 847-931-1410. And then if you guys want to text us, don't feel comfortable calling, we're all for that too. That's 505-926-1410. Once again, 505-926-1410. We love having people's opinions. If you guys have any hot takes, we did predictions last week. If you guys would like to add to those, we would love that. So hopefully for any viewers who are on the live and have any, comments or opinions they would like to give us, call in, text in, we're all for it.
Yes, sir. Hello, Brandon.
Yeah. So we would like to start off here with Spain and Cape Verde on Monday, which was a big one because Spain are one of the favorites of this tournament, and they just could not get past
Cape Verde. They took it to them, right?
I mean, their goalie, Vosinha, won player of the match, and he was incredible. I mean, the saves he pulled off, he's been the best keeper so far at this tournament.
Ooh.
So that means a lot. And I also think a storyline that definitely to watch is, if you look at it, Lamine Yamal did not start. He had a late injury. They took him in. Here, I need to check which minute. They took him in the 71st minute, but he didn't get, the play time, he wanted because of his injury. And that's tough,
Man, it is tough. You can't play injured 100%. You can still play, but you're not the same.
If for the people that watched it, you could definitely tell Spain just have a spark with Lamine Yamal.
Hey guys, I'm going to bring Andrew in on the phone line, so just stand with us. We're still having technical difficulties with the power outage last week with Zoom. So, hello, is this Andrew?
No, it's not. No, it is not. Is this Boeder on Sports?
It is.
Morning.
Go! Good morning, everybody. Susie C. here.
Hello, Susie C. Good to hear your voice.
Oh, my God. Are you guys having a blast?
Definitely. Yes. This is so fun.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. And soccer is crazy right now.
You enjoying the World Cup?
I sure am. Messi with a hat trick. USA, USA. Mexico, and all of this is nuts. I love watching the crowds. I mean, the games are amazing, but the crowds, the cheering, the chanting. If you've never watched soccer, I didn't really start till last year. I happened to catch a couple of the ends of the games, and I was so enthralled at the spirit and the camaraderie and the fun that I started watching World Cup, and man, it is exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would just hear from Susie that if you've never watched soccer or you're trying to get into it, this is the time. I mean, this is where fans can really get into it. I've been a soccer fan for a while, but I remember me really when I knew if I was gonna have a radio show or if I was gonna have something I wanted to do, it would be in soccer. I knew it after the 2022 World Cup. So.
Love it. And I think some of the cool things they're showing on the news and people from other countries, United States, and getting all dressed up in their gear, and they're like, wait, there was a gentleman, I think he was from Poland, I'm not positive, but was in Texas, and he's wearing a cowboy hat, drinking a beer. This brisket is the best. I love this country. So seeing other cultures coming to our country and being like, oh, my God, this is the greatest ever, just makes all of that more exciting. Soccer isn't about kicking a ball around, though we could use a lot of some of those kickers in the NFL.
Yes.
Just saying.
I did think the Polish guy, I think you're talking about Fred. He's German, I believe, and he's went really famous. And I think that's been one of my favorite storylines of the World Cup. German guy named Freddie. I would recommend you guys to find him out.
Okay.
It's
Freddie
LA7 on Twitter.
Freddie
Just an absolute legend, man. He's hilarious. He's been going through the U.S. and he just loves it here. And I think that's it shows a lot, no matter what's going on in the world, that this country's amazing and that there's lots of parts that are great.
Love this country.
And that there's so many people like him, and I think he's the biggest one. He's the most popular right now. But there's just so many people who just are just enjoying things, and that they're realizing how awesome.
It's the cultures. And dude, what about that guy on the Australian team? What is he 6'6", 6'8"?
Yeah, there's a lot of really tall players.
Oh my God, I was cracking up. He ran up to to block a guy, and he was 3 feet taller than him. I felt like it was so funny to see. But yeah, so Graham, I just want to come in and say, dude, I am so proud of you. Man, this show rocks. Again, if people are listening and they're really not sure if they've really ever watched soccer or enjoy it, now is the time, and then tune in and watch Graham. And good morning, Downtown Jose.
Good morning.
So yeah, you guys literally get involved in soccer right now. You won't regret it. You'll be hooked.
Mm-hmm. Susie, who do you got winning there? Who you going for?
Great question.
I don't know. Of course, I'd like to see USA go all the way.
That'd be amazing.
But oh my God, could you imagine what this country would erupt into? Who are the favorites? Who are the favorite right now?
I would say the favorites are probably there's
Portugal, maybe.
Yeah, they're definitely one of them. I would say Argentina, France, Spain.
Okay.
Brazil.
I think I'm going to have to, if it's not USA, Argentina or Brazil, one of the two.
All right.
We'll see.
Definitely.
We will see.
If the U.S. I don't think the country would stop talking until the next World Cup started.
It would literally be like the 85 Bears, which you weren't even a twinkle in your parents' eye, but the 85 Bears that was the ultimate. So, all right, you guys have a great show. Graham, I look forward to listening to you next Saturday. And yeah, enjoy, you guys. Hey, P.S., love you, Downtown Jose.
Love you too, Susie C.
Thank you so much.
Bye, you guys. I love you all, and go USA.
Yes, enjoy your day, Susie C.
Get on vacation.
I will. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, guess who's on the screen? And Andrew, can you hear us?
Hey, Andrew.
Andrew, can you hear us? Hold on a second. I don't have no sound. I got audio. I got no sound. Hold on. I got this all the way up. Let me make sure nobody pushing any other buttons. Oh, Lord. Where did this go?
little bit of technical difficulties.
Is your mic on, Andro? He says, yes, it is. Let me see if I could take it off. Oh, why don't you just stay on that screen and just call us at 847-931-1410 until I figure out what's going on with this now. I got you on the picture. So are you on the phone already? Shake your head. Okay, hold on a second. Is Andro on the phone?
I'm on the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, you're on the Zoom, but stay on the phone here. I got you on the phone line. So that way they can communicate with you. All right? Okay, you guys are going ahead. Go.
All right, well, I mean, it's nice to get you on, Andro.
Yes,
How you
Andro.
feeling?
Yeah. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. I had the surgery on Monday and been home recuperating, and it's not an easy surgery to recuperate from.
Yeah, I mean, we want you to feel better. Everybody here at, WRMN 1410 is sending prayers out to you.
Yes, prayers for you.
Thank you.
Hoping that you can feel better, hoping that you can get back in the studio here. But we're so
Absolutely.
glad, and we really appreciate the fact that you're still able to, try and come out
Yeah.
and help us on the show.
Yes.
I get to watch a lot of games.
That's good.
So I don't know if you were following along with it, but right now we're going through the major storylines every day. We're on Monday right now. And we're on Spain versus Cape Verde. Obviously a big upset. Spain not winning. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's, you know what? I, honestly, what do I make out of that? Do I make out of it that overconfidence just didn't come out to play, just didn't do what they're supposed to do? Because you're not going to – a team like Spain is not going to tie or lose against that type of
team,
competition unless they do something wrong. And they did everything they could possibly do wrong, which was basically – don't bring the game. So guess what? Now you've got it out of the way. You've shaken the cobwebs. This is the next game is going to be a real interesting game.
It's a must-win for them.
Spain is going to win. Spain is not going anywhere. Spain is going to come out. They're going to come out. I actually feel sorry for their the next team that they have to play against. I really do. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. There's going to be some great games on today.
My question for you is, Lamine Yamal, we talked about this just a little bit, but Lamine Yamal was injured. He obviously did come in late in the game, try to make a difference, and he did. They weren't able to get a goal, but you could definitely see a creative spark there with him. How much do you think he matters to the Spain team?
Well, he matters a lot.
He does.
And at the same time, players of that caliber and if they're look, at the end of the day, if they're injured, if there's even a slight injury, the coaches are going to protect them because they still have the clubs that they play for, kind of sort of keeping an eye on things and harping at them. So, I mean, look at Pulisic with the United States. It was a smart move to keep him out. Why risk it? As a matter of fact, it actually, if you guys recall last week, we talked about the United States' play and how they heavily went to the left side with Pulisic, and without him in there, I was so excited to watch that game and to see the movement on the right side of the field. I mean, come on, McKennie and Dest together and Tillman, it was what it should have been. It was magic.
It was firepower.
So we're going to go into a break. We'll get back with some World Cup soccer. We obviously have the music playing, but we'll get back to Monday's games, and we are really excited to get back. We'll see you guys later. WRMN 1410, Boeder on Sports.
Yes.
You ready?
Ready.
Yeah. Great.
Those are the ones in South Florida, right? Yeah, Dino showed me those. With Brian, yeah, I know Brian.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Dayton. Brought to you by KFC.
A former Naperville man, 21-year-old Merlin Liu, has been charged with multiple felonies, including hate crime and arson, in connection with the June 9th cross-burning in Chicago's Grant Park. Prosecutors say Liu had
guys eating your donuts?
On fire, which also led to charges of criminal damage, reckless conduct, and disorderly conduct. Authorities say the incident is being treated as a hate crime, and Liu is scheduled for a detention hearing following his arrest earlier this week. New applications for unemployment benefits fell by 4,000 last week to 226,000. Layoffs remain historically low.
Yeah, I hope so.
The government says the job market continues to show resilience with steady hiring and an unemployment rate of 4.3%. The national average price for regular gasoline has dipped below $4 a gallon for the first time since March, according to AAA.
Yeah, so
the drop follows falling oil prices after a new U.S.-Iran agreement eased concerns about global
and then
oil
we'll go just Tuesday pretty quickly. Tuesday was a big.
Says it will begin a 3-week traffic enforcement campaign ahead of the 4th of July holiday, running through July 6th. Deputies will focus on removing impaired and unbuckled drivers from the roads as part of a statewide effort involving more than 200 Illinois law enforcement agencies. Officials are urging drivers to plan ahead, use designated sober transportation options, and ensure everyone in the vehicle is properly buckled up. Cook County officials are projecting a $550 million budget deficit for 2027, warning that the shortfall will require careful planning and difficult decisions. The gap is driven in part by an expected loss of federal funding, including Medicare-related cuts, as well as a court ruling that found the county improperly used transportation tax dollars for non-transportation purposes. County leaders say rising personnel and healthcare costs are also contributing to the deficit, with both the general and health funds facing major shortfalls. Officials say a public hearing on the preliminary budget forecast will be held July 9th.
I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Every year in Illinois, over 30,000 drivers are arrested for DUI. Due to improper testing procedures, many people end up being wrongfully charged. The book DUIs Decoded cuts right to the chase and tells you how proper DUIs arrests are supposed to be made. From the initial traffic stop to the reasoning behind the field sobriety test, all the myths and facts about taking a breathalyzer, and more. DUIs Decoded is written by nationally recognized DUI expert witness William Polarinos. Available now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Are you looking for a way to be creative right now? Have you ever wanted to learn to watercolor paint? You can now do that from the comfort of your own home with Zoom watercolor classes. Get professional instruction from nationally showing artist Victoria Elizabeth. These classes are step-by-step, broken down with easy-to-understand instructions. They are affordable, too, at $15 for a 2-hour class. Visit her website at victoriaelizabethart.com to find out more. That's victoriaelizabethart.com.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Starting today, a hydrologic outlook is in effect for the listening area. This morning, sunny with a high near 78. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 58. Looking ahead to Sunday, rain showers likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 71. Currently, it's 65 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. Always trust in Limu. With Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Boeder on Sports, our World Cup radio show here on WRMN 1410. We have some more games to go into in the second half. You guys excited?
Yes, always excited.
Yep.
So here, we want to get to the USA game yesterday. It was obviously a very big one. So we're going to kind of speed through some of the games. We'll obviously just read out the rest of the games. Saudi Arabia and Uruguay tied 1-1. Belgium tied Egypt 1-1. And Iran and New Zealand tied 2-2. One thing I would like to go into a little bit more is Tuesday, because they had some incredible games.
Oh, yeah.
France, Norway, Argentina, and Austria all won, and we'll go into those games kind of individually really quickly. So, first of all, France. And France is a tough one for me, because I like the France team. It's been good over many years, but my main question for you guys is, do you think congestion in the attack matters? Do you think that Mbappe, Dembele, and Olise can play together?
Yes.
And will that work together? Or do you think their play styles and, idea of being the main man for other teams doesn't work?
That's a game where actually I thought it worked. It was much more impressive to watch them play together versus if we start talking about the Portugal game. You want to talk about a letdown, but as far as France, I think that they definitely have the ability to work together. I think they do actually complement each other. I think there were a lot of plays that showed that. I mean, if you look at the overall on that game, you're talking about 11 shots to 6, the 54% possession on that game. They completed 551 passes. Listen, they played. I mean, can they do better? Did they play against a team, did they play against Senegal? Yes, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and it's the first game. They've got to shake some of the cobwebs out, and I think we're going to see a lot better performance out of that team.
They definitely got the talent.
I mean, how about Mbappe? He scored 2 goals.
Yes.
He had a great season, but also a rough season, if that makes sense, with Madrid, with people wanting him out despite how good he's been, little injuries now and then. But he scored 2 goals, including a banger. In the last minute. That may have been the best goal of the tournament, or at least definitely so far.
Take that to all the haters. He still can play.
They were look, you could see it. They were having fun. They were having fun out there. Mbappe was having fun out there.
Yes.
Some beautiful goals. I just, if I have to say, I was much more impressed with their play than some of the other teams that played, especially Portugal, which was a complete letdown.
We'll get into that a little bit, but something I would like to go over fast. We obviously do need to speed it up a little bit, but Norway beating Iraq 4-1. I did not think, Norway, once again, I feel like it's kind of like Sweden. I know they have, obviously, Holland, probably the best goal scorer on earth right now. And I know they can score goals, but I did not think they would do it at the level they did. And Holland, of course, World Cup debut, and he shined. He scored 2 goals, and he was the reason that team was the better team all game.
4 goals is a lot of goals for a game.
And it's important when a team gets behind their leaders and understands the role. And you saw it in that game. You saw the movement of the ball. You saw the way that they attacked. You saw the possession. And Holland was a big part of every one of those plays. Okay, I mean, you're talking about, the interesting thing is that when you look at the stats on that game, they weren't all. I mean, they had 63% possession, but the shots were 12 to 11. So, but the point is that you had a point man, and that point man is somebody that they look to, and they played the ball up the field that way. So, 4-1, well done.
Yeah. So how about Messi scoring a hat trick in Argentina's 3-0 win against Algeria?
That's unheard of. I can see that in hockey, but in goalie, man, that's just pure talent.
In a World Cup, too. Just what a way to start the tournament. It's his first World Cup hat trick. He also is now level with, I believe, Miroslav Klose for the most ever World Cup goals.
Most ever.
And it's very likely that I will break that record this tournament.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it was another fun game to watch. And it's going to happen in every World Cup. We saw it in the Scotland game yesterday with, some calls are just going to go a certain team's way or a certain individual's way. And I know that was the biggest complaint is Messi got away with a lot of stuff. And, hey, look, it's going to happen. It happens in every sport. We see it in basketball. We see it in hockey. We see it in –
see it in football, too.
Yeah, absolutely. They played their game, and look, at the end of the day, if the complaint is going to be constantly about the referees and about calls that go a certain guy's way over another, well, you know what? Then it's going to be a long tournament for you.
It's a World Cup. Let them play.
Right. Exactly.
So then Austria beat Jordan 3-1. I had some friends at that game, which I think was pretty cool. And then we're gonna go on a Wednesday where we had 4 games. We had Colombia beating Uzbekistan 3-1 and Ghana beating Panama 1-0. But I think the ones I would like to focus on are obviously the bigger teams in Portugal and England. And as you were talking about Portugal, just what a shock from them drawing the DR Congo. Got an early goal from João Neves that really made them think that they were gonna dominate that game, and they just could not do anything.
Again, and I mentioned it, and you want to talk about a game where I'm concerned about the team overall. This is a team that is looking for, it's a lot of individual stars. They're not playing together. Listen, like it or not, Ronaldo is there, and you've got to use him. Right now, everybody's trying to be the top guy on the team. They're not playing together. It was 9 shots versus 8. They held the ball, 75% possession, okay, but they're not playing the way that team should be playing. They're not playing with the fact that Ronaldo is up there. He didn't get the ball very much, okay? And so I think if they come together and they play the way they should, I think they're the team to watch. But if they don't, and I've seen this many times, top teams in the Italian league and the English league, where you have, too many stars on a team together, and it becomes an individual thing, and it's not a team effort anymore.
No, that won't work in the World Cup. You gotta be a team. From the first guy to the last guy on the bench, you gotta be just professional and play as a team.
I think the real question is, what do you guys think of Ronaldo? Obviously Ronaldo struggled that game. I think that Portugal as a whole struggled, but there's and there's going to be when you're a top, in my opinion, the greatest player, and in a lot of people's opinions, a top 2 player of all time. There's going to be people criticizing you, which makes sense. No matter what, pretty much.
I think he'll bounce back.
What should have Ronaldo done? What role does he play?
I don't think it was as much as that he struggled as it was that they just didn't get the ball to him. I mean, he was out there floating around, and I just don't think it was played right. I think the attack, the plan of it just wasn't played right.
So that falls on the coach then.
Well, sure, the coach and the players. Look, Portugal is full of talent, stars, okay? And sometimes they just, everybody wants to go. Nobody wants to be the playmaker. And that's what you saw in that game. Like it or not, he's there. You got to feed the ball to him.
Yeah, you got to feed him.
And you got to use him. So
I'm very interested to see. I've heard a little bit about it. Will João Felix come into the starting lineup? Because he played very, very well with Cristiano Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League. They were the 2 best players in the league that season. He, I believe, had 20 assists or something to him. Something insane.
That means they got chemistry.
So they have chemistry. They work very well together. And there's been rumors that he's going to start along with Bruno Fernandes at the 10.
Well, that's a move. Downtown, you just mentioned it. You mentioned about the coach. That's a coaching thing. That's a strategy thing. They've got to do something if they want to bring these guys together. Look, their next game, I really honestly think you're going to see a completely different game. I really think you're going to see more involvement, and I think you're going to see these guys come together. If they don't, and they don't get it, Portugal's not going to last.
No, they won't.
It's simple. It's simple. Not when you have a team like England. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? That England-Croatia game? England is just unbelievable. That game, the way those guys played and the way they just played as a team effort, it was just unbelievable to watch. One of my favorite games to watch so far.
Yeah, I mean, Tuchel's decisions may have paid off, leaving out some of the players he did. I mean, I still think that maybe they could have been valuable aspects, even if they didn't start. But he left out some big-name players, and, it seems like he picked the players that fit his play style better, and it may have worked out. Yeah. And, I mean, just a little last comment on the Portugal game before we switch to Thursday. It already feels like an elimination game for me. Let's talk about this a little bit, but I'm a huge Ronaldo fan. Loved him for a long time. and I've already gotten to see Messi. And if Portugal win that group, we have tickets to the game in Kansas City for the round of 32. So I need Portugal to win this group. I need them to pick up that play.
Give that ball to Ronaldo.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll do it. Listen, they're going to. These guys know what they got to do. They know their job. They just got to make it work. And the coach will put them together. The next game is going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I'm really excited. That game's on Tuesday for people wondering.
Yep.
So he moves to Thursday. Yep. There's a lot of games today. There was 4, but a lot of interesting games. Word that better. But Czechia 1-1 with South Africa. Mexico 1-0 over South Korea. Switzerland 4-1 over Bosnia. And Canada, that's the big one in my opinion. They won 6-0 over Qatar with Jonathan David scoring a hat trick to equal Messi with the most goals in the tournament.
Right now, you've got 2 Canadians at the top as far as leaders in goal scoring, which is amazing. I got to tell you though, the take on that game, disgraceful. What a disgrace by Qatar in what happened in that game. I mean, that tackle and to break the guy's leg, it was just. There's no room for that.
No, you never want to see injuries like that. Never. That's.
No, there's no room for that whatsoever. Canada dominated, 31 shots to 2. They 78% possession in that game, 565 passes completed to 137. They had a 93% pass accuracy. Okay, they played. And they carried themselves, but they carried the country behind them. And to see what happened in World Cup play, to see that a man get taken out, I don't know if you guys watched it, but you saw the team come around them, and you could see the looks on their faces when they looked down and basically saw their man with a broken leg, a leg literally hanging there. There's no room for that. That's just stupid. Okay. We don't need that, and Canada played, and you know what? Canada took it to them. So I'm all in for Canada, my friends.
I think Canada's going to play more harder now that one of their main guys is out, and that stuff happens. They're going to play with a chip on their shoulder.
That's right.
And they're going to be dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Hey, go Canada.
That's right.
Yeah. So for one last point for Thursday, we're going to go from one host to another to Mexico. They've won both of their first 2 games, 1-0 win over South Korea with the goal from Romo. What are your opinions on that? I mean, Mexico have looked really good recently.
They look good. They look like they got good chemistry, good coach, and they look like they're just having fun. They're having fun. You got to have fun.
Yeah. They've got, so if a lot of you guys don't know this, a lot of folks don't know, Gutierrez, who is, I'm not sure, how old is he, Graham?
Here, I can check, but I know he's from the Fire. He's our old star boy.
He came up with the Chicago Fire Academy.
He's 23.
He's 23. Isn't he from Berwyn, Illinois?
Yep.
Berwyn.
Yeah, he's a homegrown, and he's playing. He's obviously decided to play with Mexico, which is great. I'm happy for him, and so we're going to support them. And it's just fun to watch. They had a hell of a game. Mexico is on fire. Now, Mexico also has a home crowd behind them, so we'll see how it goes once they, move up in the ranks and have to possibly. I don't know. I haven't seen the setup. Are they going to eventually come out of Mexico and play out here in the U.S.? But right now, listen, they're having a great time, and I am rooting for our own Gutierrez, right?
Yes,
yeah, definitely. So speaking of the Chicago Fire, Lewandowski, who missed the World Cup with Poland in what is probably his last ever, he's been in Chicago. He's talking with the Chicago Fire, and that'd be huge for just soccer culture here. And, we're getting a new stadium. I believe it's called McDonald's Park. It's pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
That'll be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to help a lot. And just last points before we go into yesterday's games. I know, obviously, Poland, we're one of the teams that have, strong teams, strong players. There's a lot of those who didn't end up making the World Cup, and I knew you wanted to talk about Italy. So any thoughts on that?
You know what? I mean, at the end of the day, you got to qualify, irregardless. You got to play your games. You got to qualify. You've got teams. I mean, we can talk about Italy, and that's a whole show in itself. It's a program that has been just dismantled, taken apart. It starts from, the whole system in Italy, just not getting behind their homegrown players. And it's more than that. It's not just the levels of, what we've seen in the way that they support their players and they bring them up. The Serie A teams are not playing the Italian players. The whole system in Italy has changed. When I was a kid, and this is probably true for a lot of other countries, but when I was a kid growing up, and I was in Italy, it'd be the middle afternoon. We're picking up a ball and we're shooting it up against, the walls, the doors. We're out in the street playing. Now you go there now, and there's areas now where they have signs up saying, "Oh, you can't play soccer here. You can't do this. You can't do that." So there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. And you know what? That's the reason why they're not there. Poland, Italy, no excuses. You've got to qualify. And that's it. Well, maybe you got a harder schedule than some of these other teams, and maybe teams like Cape Verde shouldn't even be there. Whatever it is, they qualified, you didn't. So next time.
At the end of the day, you got to win. You have to win to move on.
That's right.
And
That's right.
It's like the best of the best. You have to win at the end of the day. You got to win to qualify. And then you never know. Once you're in, you never know what could happen. You can get a hot streak or get whipped in the first round.
Yes, I would like to go into our last day. So that was yesterday. 4 games, but there's one we're going to focus on, obviously. Paraguay beat Turkey 1-0. Even with a red card, that one was a big one. 7 red cards at the tournament, most since the World Cup in South Africa, which had 10.
That's a lot.
We haven't even finished the second week of the group stage. So we can expect a good amount more. Another rule that came into play there was Almiron for Paraguay got a red card for putting his shirt over his mouth, which was a new rule invented after Prestiani's racial abuse to Vinicius Jr. in the UCL. And that's very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
The new rule, I definitely understand why, but it definitely can come into play and be a rare moment. But you have to be able to avoid it. If you're a professional player, you got to know how to avoid it. Morocco ended up beating Scotland 1-0. Brazil ended up beating Haiti 3-0. But we got to get to the biggest game of them all.
Yeah.
USA beating Australia 2-0. What are your first thoughts on that one?
The highest scoring game for cold game.
I'm going to tell you about that. We talked about it, and I'm going to say it again. That game there proved what we discussed last week, okay? When Pulisic sat out and he brought in 2 attackers, which I thought was a phenomenal move. You saw the shift of play to the other side of the field. You saw more of the guys getting involved. And when they did, you guys, McKennie and Dest together working, it was awesome. Now, the first half was much better than the second half, and that seems to be a pattern with the United States. They get settled in. I think that they need to continue their play and their attacking style of play throughout the whole game. They sat back in the second half and it got a little sloppy. But to watch the movement of that ball and to watch these guys play together, McKennie was the general on that field.
Yeah.
He controlled the play. He moved the ball, and it was so much fun to watch.
I mean, McKennie's the general there, and Dest was the creator. And I just think when you add Pulisic on the other side of that, I'm really glad that they kept him out today. I mean, they ended up, or yesterday, I guess, they ended up winning, and they were the better team. They went into it knowing that they should have won, and there was a chance that if they didn't think so, he probably would have played. If they thought that it was a big game, that they were in big chances of losing. If it was an elimination game, he definitely would have played. But they rested him, had a slight injury, and I really like that. I think that that's big. He's their best player, he's their most creative player, and the U.S. still played well, and they proved that they are a team to watch out for at this World Cup.
USA got to play their game. Don't play the other team's game, and they'll advance.
In an interview with Zlatan, which really shocked me, but they asked Zlatan Ibrahimovic what his thoughts were. Can they go all the way? And he, short answer, yes. Wow. Really? That's awesome. So there you go.
Heck yeah. It's only going to get better, everybody.
I mean, this is the best ever United States team. I think I'm going to confidently say that this is the best United States team we've ever seen. And who knows this year? I mean,
you never know. They get that momentum going, and man.
Listen, did you guys see that commercial? Did you see that commercial with Mike Erizzoni where they talk about miracles? You never know, man. It can happen.
It's true.
I mean, this country's known for that too. I mean, if anybody's known for, defying those odds, it's the U.S. And, this year's going to be big. And, whatever happens, it's going to be a good year. It started really well, and I'm confident that they'll, go pretty far, or at least go over it. They've already pretty much, I think, done better than I expected.
Me too.
From them. So it's an advancement. And who knows? Not every team starts off great, and it's going to take a while, but who knows? And, 5 more World Cups in a long time, but they could be one of the favorites. We're building more and more, and U.S. soccer culture is getting better and better. And having it in the U.S., playing well, it means the world to us.
Hey, I hate
absolutely.
Andrew and Graham and Jose, really quick. We got Dave Tees here. Listen, I want to say something really quickly, and I'll get off this real quick. I have seen so much people in restaurants and bars, families, like these two gentlemen. Graham has him and his dad showed up with their USA soccer jersey. I see families embracing this. I see people embracing this throughout more than I've ever seen. I've seen the people coming in from other countries going to Bass Pro Shop and going to Buc-ee's for some reason. I'm seeing so much people getting into World Cup soccer because it's in North America. Families coming together, friends coming together, everybody having a drink and watching these games.
A drink?
They're exciting, man.
A drink?
Yeah, I mean,
Come on. I'm waiting for you guys to get onto the Scotland-Morocco game because then I'm going to tell you who I'm rooting for in this World Cup. I'm rooting for the city of Boston, and I'm rooting for Scotland and the Tartans, and they drink the city dry. Are you kidding me? They 3 times the amount of drinking that when they won the Super Bowl. I am rooting for Boston, and I am rooting for Scotland. Okay?
That's awesome.
But it's just great to see this.
Partying it up.
And you guys are teaching me a lot with soccer here, but it's great seeing it. I'll let you guys get back to the end of your show because you guys all got to close it out. But thank you for educating everybody about soccer and just giving us a great show here.
Yeah, I mean, we're loving it.
Yep.
Yes, we are.
All right, wait. How much time do we have?
You actually got about a minute and a half.
All right, so,
you heard my piece on Scotland. I'm rooting for Scotland.
I'm going for USA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for the U.S. too. If the U.S. don't go as far, I mean, my second team's definitely Portugal. I really want to watch them. If I got to see Ronaldo score a goal, that my life would be completed at 13.
My second team is Argentina.
You a big Messi fan?
Mm-hmm. I sure am. I like that guy.
I
wish I had one of his jerseys.
Things are heating up too. First 2 teams, Turkey and Haiti, were eliminated last night. Can't really go too far into that. We don't have too much time, but things are getting heated, Games are starting to matter more and more as we go on.
They're only going to get better and better, everybody.
So in the United States, we're loving this World Cup. It's just getting better and better. Soccer culture is growing. People from all around the world are loving it here. And, we're really enjoying it. So
more Americans need to stop playing baseball and football and basketball and play more soccer.
We can't wait to see you guys. Well, hopefully we'll have Andro in the studio next week. And
yes, Andro. Take care of yourself, brother.
We see you guys next Saturday.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right. Take care.
Is back or neck pain keeping you from living the life you love? At St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, our spine specialists help patients get back to moving, working, and enjoying life again, often with minimally invasive treatments and faster recovery. The care you need, the expertise you trust, right here in your community. Visit stjosephelgin.com to schedule a consultation. St. Joseph Hospital, celebrating 125 years of compassionate care.
This year, America's First Responders Fest 2025 was a huge success, and we couldn't have done it without the Village of Burlington and Village President Mary Kay Welsen. Your support helped bring the Fox River Valley together in the Village of Hampshire to celebrate the heroes who keep us safe every day. Thank you, Village of Burlington, for standing behind America's First Responders Fest 2025 and for standing with those who serve.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410,
the
Elgin
Fox
time,
River Valley together
10
in the
o'clock.
Village of Hampshire to celebrate the heroes who
With
keep
your
us
news
safe
flash,
every
I'm
day.
Ryan Gates.
Thank you, Village
Brought
of
to you by
Burlington.
KFC.
Cook County officials are projecting a $550 million budget deficit for 2027, warning that the shortfall will require careful planning and difficult decisions. The gap is driven in part by an expected loss of federal funding, including Medicare-related cuts, as well as a court ruling that found the county improperly used transportation tax dollars for non-transportation purposes. County leaders say rising personnel and healthcare costs are also contributing to the deficit, with both the general and health funds facing major shortfalls. Officials say a public hearing on the preliminary budget forecast will be held July 9th. A former Naperville man, 21-year-old Merlin Liu, has been charged with multiple felonies, including hate crime and arson, in connection with the June 9th cross burning in Chicago's Grant Park. Prosecutors say Liu admitted to setting the cross on fire, which also led to charges of criminal damage, reckless conduct, and disorderly conduct. Authorities say the incident is being treated as a hate crime, and Liu is scheduled for a detention hearing following his arrest earlier this week. New applications for unemployment benefits fell by 4,000 last week to 226,000. Assigned layoffs remain historically low. The Labor Department says the job market continues to show resilience with steady hiring and an unemployment rate of 4.3%. The national average price for regular gasoline has dipped below $4 a gallon for the first time since March, according to AAA. The drop follows falling oil prices after a new U.S.-Iran agreement eased concerns about global oil supplies. Kane County Sheriff's Office says it will begin a 3-week traffic enforcement campaign ahead of the 4th of July holiday, running through July 6th. Deputies will focus on removing impaired and unbuckled drivers from the roads as part of a statewide effort involving more than 200 Illinois law enforcement agencies. Officials are urging drivers to plan ahead, use designated sober transportation options, and ensure everyone in the vehicle is properly buckled up.
I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.